work, but you know, I'm ready to get a pre 2023 beauty look on for you. The predictions include a soft matte complexion and a cool toned lid, right? No more warm bronzers and oranges and yellows, but getting into something like this Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy palette, right? We also have the Ashley Strong palette, but I couldn't get my hands on the Doja Cat BH Cosmetics palette, so I think this one is a fine one to work with because it has grays, blues, purples, and some greens in there that definitely spell cool. And that's what we're supposedly trying to do for 2023, right? Is the recession coming? Oh, hey, yeah, Saturday Night Fever, Saturday Night Makeup. Welcome aboard, Mr. Smith. How are you? I know I've been desperately out of pocket lately. Just starting out with this NYX Shadow and Liner Primer Ultimate. Doesn't have a shade name, but it's sort of skin colored instead of being white. How's everything in your world, Cooper? Thank you for joining my live, as always. Aw, I'm so sorry. It is a tough time of year. Just taking our primer and getting it into our dish. You know, how is everything with the big C out there? You know, they're talking about a triple demic out in throughout the country, perhaps even the world, and it's hard to say from my perspective what's going on with that. Oh, I'm fine. You know, people are outside in the streets screaming as always, so there's nothing better than being safely locked away in the corner of the room doing makeup. That's, to me, that's a formula for success here on a Saturday night, right? You risk it all during the week, getting your coins and your pension days and all of that. But on the weekend, it's time for some enjoyment and peace and safety. Of course, who could be with me when oh, look at me, I've got marshmallow on my mouth from doing my review of Milk candy. But yeah, I'm chilling like Bob Dylan. How about you, Coops? What's going on? So that's our that's our primer on our lids. It doesn't seem to do anything too dramatic. I wonder if we need to use more of it. Is the primer really going to show? Is it supposed to show? But you know, I'm experimenting with doing the eyeshadow first and then going in with other complexion products. Doesn't seem to be a whole generous amount inside this tube, but maybe that's by design so you don't, you know, dump it out and waste it. Yeah, you know, this is the last week of work before the holidays, and you know, things are very, very busy, right? Just trying not to, you know, end up like a lot of people who are, you know, either coughing for 3 months or, you know, keep coming to work sick with the flu or sick with, I don't know, one's hearing that scarlet fever is back. This is terrible, right? We got to eat our vegetables, Cooper. We got to, you know, drink kombucha, see to our gut health, right? What choice do we have? We got to stay strong and get through it, right? What else are you going to do? Anyway, hopefully my camera is focusing appropriately. Put on an exciting filter of some sort and get this makeup look going. You know, it's heartening to see different creators. Well, that's more of a rat-based thing, isn't it? I don't know. I hope not, but you know, I've been seeing some stuff on TikTok that's saying certain a lot of exciting shade names in this palette, like Echo, Euphoria, Coral Cloud, Rosy Haze, etc. People are saying certain big C medications should not be prescribed anymore because it's leading to more quicker evolution of variants. You know, there are medical professionals who do post on TikTok, and I'm inclined to, you know, at least listen to their ideas. I'm not saying they're completely authoritative, but how would I know? I'm in the creative arts. Anyway, we're taking this kind of pointed brush, again, rescued from the painting area, because look at the architecture. This seems like something that's built for makeup. We want to go into something pale and set down this eyeshadow primer. So maybe we'll get into a gray because it's supposed to be cool toned, right? Cool tones. And gray is certainly one of the most cool toned shades there is. There are. One of the coolest tones there is. I'll say it like that. Brush at the ready. Cooper, are you doing your makeup tonight? What are you getting into? Programming, stock market, I don't know, making a tasty snack. Just getting this gray all the way across the lid to set. And I'm not mad at the way that this one shadow, right? These single shadow looks that certainly were what we did in college. We had no idea about, and just drawing that out toward the temple. Sorry, what did you say? Oh, right. Well, it's a pale gray, right? This is our base shade. I'm just stroking that on underneath the eye to give a little bit of shadow and depth, you know, like our friends in South Korea. So Cooper, what do you think of the whole Brittany Griner prisoner exchange? Were you upset about that, or do you think that it's fine to bring a black woman home and leave that embezzling, dishonorably discharged espionage accused Marine behind? Or is his turn coming? Cooper, I've been looking out for your YouTube channel so that I can sit and watch your lives. When are you going live on YouTube? Are you too shy to get on camera? What's going on? Inquiring minds want to know. Right, so that's our single shadow, this cool tone gray. Right, we can pack on a little bit more just to make sure the coolness is showing, but I'm not unhappy with how this cool tone shade is looking. I randomly got this palette, and I'm not mad at it. So we can go in with a deeper toned gray, or just go a little crazy and get into a pop of purple, right? A very cool toned purple with a good deal of blue in it, and just very carefully apply that to the outer V, right? Layering it over this cool tone gray and pulling it out toward the tail end of the brow. Right, Cooper? Uh-huh. Yeah, no, real life is definitely very real. But I do see your comments through the week. I do try to respond to you. So thank you very much for, you know, being a steady presence as I explore my, you know, social media. But if you're wearing a cool toned eyeshadow, what kind of blush does one wear? And if you have a not cool complexion, it just seems like a challenge to start getting into purples and grays on a warm, oh, touch and feel. But even in the COVID times, you feel comfortable doing that? You know, they're saying that some of the little ones are getting multiple different infections at the same time and ending up in the hospital. I hear you, but I don't know. I think we have to make adjustments for, you know, public safety, right? The more people keep gathering, remember last year or whatever, 2 years ago, when they were like, limit your gathering, limit your interaction. You know, they were like, at one point they were like, only gather in groups of less than 6, but that doesn't work if somebody has a little something unexpected to give. What does that accomplish? So that's our cool tone purple. I'm not sure it's dark enough to be an outer corner shade. Same brush, right? Real world conditions. You don't always have like a lot of different brushes to mess around with. There's an even deeper shade of gray, right? Just kissing the very nipple of this brush into that shade and getting it into that outer V, just for a little bit of intensity that will sculpt the outer part of the mobile lid. Yes? And lift it up toward that brow bone, right? You're just getting that sculpt of where the eye crease is, looking to see that it's visible above the crease when the eye is open, dragging it out toward the eyebrow tail in a lifted fashion, right? Hold the brush at the tip, small circles, windshield wiper, right? Windshield wiper, lift, kiss it back toward the lash line. Right, Cooper? Of course. People are talking about the devaluation of housing and real estate in the next, I guess, 2 to 3 quarters. That seems dangerous. You know, it's important that we all keep our eye on economic indicators and current events, because, you know, it can affect our ability to work and survive. Certainly a lot of people on TikTok are talking about food prices. Gas prices have given us some relief on this coast. I'm not sure how things are going in your part of the country, but you know, at least gas is under $5 right now, which for us is great. We like that. It's not, you know, I think we're never going to get down to, you know, $2 and $3 again, but you know, we can live with this for now, right? Just taking kind of like a little cat's paw brush and dipping into a subtle shimmer. Let's experiment with this one that seems to have flecks of green, right? Just kiss it to the inner corner of the eye. Wow. Other side. That is, I'm shocked at how much color payoff that green reflect gives in the inner corner. That is like a shockingly delicious wash of green, very, very finely milled shimmer over the inner corner. Green, purple, and gray. Look at that. Spectacular, right? Just enough shimmer to give us a little bit of euphoria type magic. And we can even get a little bit more of it on the inner lid and lift it up toward the brow. I amaze myself sometimes. What a beautiful, beautiful set of shadows in a cool tone, right? We keep an eye on the trends. We try things that are different, right? Different than what we're used to. There's nothing really dark enough here to line the eye. So we just return this palette to the palette library, right? It lives in the corner next to the bass guitar, right? We've got these fun earrings on from our friends at Target. We're looking around. We're looking for an eyeliner that will be viable with this look. We have some pencils. I look in vain for my very favorite Marc Jacobs eyeliner, and I don't know if I can locate it on the quick, but we can certainly take a moment to add, ooh, look at this dripping gloss. Do you like dripping glosses, Cooper? And get that on the lip. Lips are looking a little dry, right? We've been so busy testing out candies and talking about affordable charging power. Is it called a power station? Power cell? Right? I'm definitely a use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without person. So some of my portable chargers have been failing me in the clutch when I'm out when I'm out in the field trying to make TikToks, and I need battery power, and I need not to plug in or beg any of my colleagues. So I had to upgrade to the Mofis that I've been sitting on, right? In this economy, can we really afford to not have the things that we need? That's the question, right? Here we have an olive green, Wet n Wild eyeliner pencil, right? Green is a cool tone. I think we also have a brown and a gunmetal gray. Maybe we'll rock with the gunmetal gray in Cooper's honor. How about that, Coops? Right? We've sharpened it. Look at us being prepared. It's somehow looking greenish blue on screen, but it's gunmetal gray. The title of the eyeliner is Gunmetal, right? It's looking into our mirror and just drawing a line from the very outer corner of our eye and thickening that up along the lash line. We sharpen these pencils. You know, I go for periods of time where I don't wear a lot of eyeliner and I don't necessarily wear a lot of cool tones, right? But, you know, I try to keep my eye on the pulse for you at home, for Cooper, for everyone, just so that I'm helping contribute to a sense of the new year, style and experimentation, liberating ourselves, although we're all living under pressure, to do some things that are new and different, right? I have colleagues that love to wear nothing but thick black graphic eyeliner. It doesn't matter what the day, what the occasion. Everything is thick black graphic eyeliner, period. Every day, every hour of the day, it's got to be thick. It's got to be black. And it doesn't look pretty and it doesn't look natural. So this is our lined eye and this is our naked eye. Thanks, Coops. I definitely appreciate your eyes on my activities. I'm attempting to be more consistent. You know how that is with the algorithm. But, you know, we had to be in these streets, dealing with the television drama, both on screen and off screen. You know, it's interesting. There are specifically worded warnings, or I guess it's like a warning, like if you're being, you know, forced to do like farm labor or sex labor or anything like that, you know, saying that it's illegal and encouraging whoever might see the sign at a, you know, kind of like a bar restaurant kind of thing. And I've never seen a sign like that because I've never gone to, I guess, a place for that community. There are these dance clubs where people dance to like rancheros, and they, you know, you kind of see it on the Texas-Mexico border, this style of dancing and style of like kind of bouncy music that people dance in couples, or they do, I guess it's like a modified kind of line dancing. I've only seen it really on TikTok. There's like an older kind of grandpa guy who's wearing like white jeans and a red shirt, and they remixed the dance to some LL Cool J song, and it's quite hilarious because you could tell like he loves dancing and he's out by himself in the sea of couples. But you know, I applaud anyone who's bravely pursuing their social life during these trying times, right? Cooper, I know you're home being a smarty pants and getting into all of your creating and research, this is just the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup. Broad spectrum SPF 20, titanium dioxide. I hope this is going to give me a soft matte finish, because that apparently is what is in fashion for 2023, right? This is very well reviewed as a drugstore makeup, and people say that it's, you know, it delivers, right? We've dispensed it somewhat messily from its container. You know, I try not to waste product, right? And this is me attempting to do eyeshadow, right, before I do complexion, right? But we have to see if this shade works for us at all, or if it's gonna be a disaster, right? We did some makeup in the car the other day when we were, you know, down by the we're always down by the railroad tracks. It's funny, you think it's like a waterfront, but there is really no waterfront in downtown LA. So it has that waterfront feel, that kind of crime feel. They're like, you know, stray dogs wandering around, and the stray dogs don't want your help. No, they might eat a snack, but they don't want you to rescue them. They're fine. They're just chilling down by, I don't even think it's the LA River. I think it's just train tracks, right? But it's so interesting, you know, and you see these like kind of, I guess it's like fruit and vegetable warehouse places where, you know, these, I guess, businessmen work and import vegetables, and then they employ people to send the vegetables and fruits all around town. This shade is a bit pale, and it's looking very, I don't know what you'd call this finish. It's looking kind of matte, but you know, we haven't tried to be cheap with it. We haven't tried to be heavy-handed. We're just trying to see what the color adds up to on our complexion, right? We've got our funky, fresh election night earrings on. Did you see the clever person that was dancing during the Warnock, I guess, victory speech down in Georgia? It was this kind of nerdy looking dude, and people remixed his dancing to Body Yaddy 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 by Megan Thee Stallion, and it was great because you could tell he was lit. He was either lit from being happy or lit from something, and it was a joy to watch how happy he was, because certainly that was an intense contest. You know, somehow our friend Stacey Abrams still keeps getting lost in the sauce, but you know, people did raise some questions about Warnock and his family history. He did have 2 little children with him on stage, but apparently he's a preacher or reverend at the Martin Luther King church, something like that. But people were saying that he very efficiently got married, had 2 kids quickly, and got divorced, and you know, wifey's not on the scene. Does that make him a confirmed bachelor? But look how much better I look just by applying a suspiciously toned, well-reviewed Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup, right? It has sunscreen in it. It doesn't look like there's flashback. It doesn't look crazy matte, right? Imagine me with a hairstyle or with a cute wig. Let me tell you the names I got called when I wore my boyish short wig, right? A little mushroom muffin top haircut that came in a box. I plopped it on, and there were people who called me Bobby, Billy, Ted, Phil, and Pete. Those are my names when I wear that hair. And I don't know what to say, because I did do my makeup in a way that I thought was flattering, right? And I did some filtered posts as well that made my lips look like I'd had filler, which was so much, it was very funny. I mean, you know, I work in such a strange town. Like, even the men go away at lunch or in the morning and have Botox and come to work, and they are very open, you know, people are very open talking about their, you know, different surgeries, whether that's to obscure their ethnic heritage or to, you know, change the tone of their skin, or, you know, plumpers, and, you know, even people that I kind of, you know and respect, like, let it be known that they've had, what is it called? Is it cryotherapy? Something where they use like cold, some kind of cold therapy to remove fat from your body. It's a thing that Linda Evangelista, who's the baby mama to Henri Pinot, who owns Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, LVMH, and I believe he owns Fenty. But, you know, and like Stella McCartney and all these huge brands. So, you know, it's interesting to hear people talk smack about Balenciaga, but it's all the same parent company, including Bottega Veneta, right? Cooper, do you have an opinion about what's been going on with Balenciaga? Are you going to abandon your, you know, hard won luxury goods from the brand? I know you're a big Balenciaga guy and that you exclusively wear their sneakers, and maybe you carry your various computing machines in one of their leather goods. What say you? But this wash of cool tones is looking very pretty, right? We don't have anything in our brows. We can use a clean brush. Did you throw them out the window or burn them at Yankee Stadium? Is that how you handled it, Coops? I don't know what people were trying to do with all those ads. I know that Kim Kardashian has said some kind of too, you know, nothing too harsh, and I don't think she's disassociated from the brand. So that is troubling. Anyway, is it time for our got to be eyebrow glue? I think so. Look at that exciting packaging, right? Just to give those brows the skyward lift that you're always looking for in high fashion circles. Just get a smidgen of this on the edge of your dish. Don't be cheap with it. It's a big container, right? One thing I always forget to do when I'm out in the field is to actually put highlighter on. I don't tend to wear it, and it might be going out of fashion in an extreme way in 2023, but I do have quite a bit of it, and I do have ambitions to get, you know, I have some colleagues that wear highlighter even as law enforcement, and it does look pretty at a distance. You know, maybe I'm just not thinking of it the right way, that it's to give dimension to your face. It's not necessarily to look super shiny. Oh, really? Is there a JCPenney in Manhattan? Just lifting our brows, stroking them heavenward with this inexpensive brush that I'm sure came from the dollar store, right? You don't have to break the bank, right? Invest your cosmetic coins strategically, right? To lift those brows, maximize how much brow you've got, because it really does change the nature of your face. Look at the difference in my face, right? When I had no eyeshadow on, when I had no complexion product on, right? As opposed to now when I've gone in, mashing those brows into my face, getting the maximum effect, right? All that hair gel into the hair of my brows and smishing it down so that they'll stay lifted and smashed down. Brow game on lock, right, Cooper? Brows. That's what I'm talking about. Not shy about it, no. Brows. No one's going to be confused about whether I have brows. I don't got to draw on no triangle. That's for show. Now, I've hit pan and it's not to worry because I keep backups. But look at this. NYX, can't stop, won't stop. There's nothing left hardly, right? I wear this powder every day when I go to work, right? This is my powder brush, trying to get into all those nooks and corners, right? Just use it to the last drop, right? Right, Cooper? Cooper believes in using things to the last drop. Just taking out any shine in the center of the face, powdering that nose, that upper lip that's gonna get, you know, shiny and sticky when you got the special mask on. I do enjoy when I thrift items that say Sears from yesteryear because they were Union American manufactured, and there is a quality to them that isn't quite the same when you're dealing with, like, you know, goods made abroad. Definitely not forgotten. Can you imagine when people actually had factory jobs in the US? Look for the Union label, right, Cooper? Cooper, are you in a union or are you above the line? Are you an executive? You don't believe in being union. Anyway, I'm adding powder, but I haven't gone in with any kind of bronzer or blush. I could, however, pivot. Now, we've got nothing in this, what do you call it? Component except scraps. That's how good this powder is. If you don't have it, you better try it. It's available at Target. I did unearth some when I knew nothing about makeup. This is the brand I rocked with, Corn Silk. And it's fallen out of favor, right? It's got a skin brightener, it's got a mattifying. Maybe tomorrow I'll get into these because I'm going through, you know, my collection. I'm trying to use things up, experiment with them, organize them, you know, so that Cooper will respect my makeup game. Feetsies, I hear you. Are you wearing a onesie right now? Is that what you're saying, Cooper? Here is our totally snatched, totally plastic Iggy Azalea palette from BH Cosmetics, which I'm guessing will soon be no more. Look at this. Contour bronzer on lock, right? What's the right brush? Look at this. Bam. Right? Let's go to the second to darkest shade, I suppose. See what we're working with here, right? Look at that. The precision, right? Enhancing that bone structure, right? Just trying to create shadow and interest in our face. Canceling out any tiramisu or eclairs that we've gotten into over the course of the week. Macadamia cookies, spam musubi. You know, there's a great variety. Oh, and we had fantastic Mexican food on Friday. Too many serrano peppers had us running for the pink lemonade. But we had the special Mexican sodas in which they only use real sugar and not corn syrup. Jarritos in guava, Mexican Coke, all the treats, right? Chopped up bits of purple cabbage all around, using the same brush to contour the forehead, right? Just coming out of that forehead, out of that hairline, and shrinking down the size and the impact of that thumb-like forehead, right? Using a small brush, adding on some tones that will make the top and sides of the forehead recede, tones that will make any of the blubber under the chin recede, in theory, right? using the head of the brush just to blend it in, right? Not a cream product, but just going directly over our base with a powder and really blending it the way that we might blend our eyeshadow onto the cheekbone, down the sides of the muscle of the face, right? That's going to be slimming. That's going to create a sense of shadow and structure that maybe wasn't enhanced before. But just looking at the very deepest pocket of fat under the chin and darkening it to try to cancel it out, strengthening that jaw, thinking about our nose, right? We did not contour the lid because this is kind of a brown, kind of a warm color that would mess up our wash of basically cool tone pastels, right, Cooper? We can certainly take the bottom of the brow and down the nose, creating a diamond shape that shortens the nose on the bottom, not using the darkest tone, but the second to darkest tone in this Iggy Azalea palette. Now, I had heard that she had one baby with Playboy Carti, who I like his music quite a bit, but that he was being a bit of a deadbeat dad financially and in terms of spending time with their child. I don't know if that situation has improved, but I certainly hope it has for the sake of both them and their child, right? Getting painterly with it, right? Not wanting to overwhelm, but just wanting to make sure that our contour shows, that it makes that chin pop forward, that it makes that double chin go the heck away. Go away, double chin. We don't want you here. Creating a heart shape on that forehead, chiseling that jaw, right? They say bring the contour around and lift, around and lift. Is this the ideal brush for the contour, for blending it? Unclear. We can certainly get down with a kabuki brush after the fact. Now, we could have gone for a more graphic liner. We could have gone for a more intense lip. But I think the brows, the structure, and that wash of cool tones, I think it really gives us a very strong visual. These earrings may or may not match this eyeshadow. But you know, look, we hopped on. We hopped on to get live with Cooper, right? Getting live on a Saturday night. Cooper knows what it is, right? Do we need to go in with some kind of blush, right? Endless options for enhancing beauty and giving what it needs to give. That's what I say, right? You don't want to be unadorned, right? It's like you don't want to wear all your jewelry, but you want to wear enough jewelry. You don't want to be that person at the party who just looks like they rolled out of bed. You want to look like it's giving. Right, Cooper? I know Cooper knows. Ooh, here's this Jaclyn Hill blush. Ooh. It's in the shade, Cooper, you'll like this. It's in the shade Love Language. Will that be the proper, how do you say it in French? Pièce de résistance of this look? There's a smidgen in the cap. That's not what you had in mind. What did you have in mind? Same brush. We're living it up. It's time to wash this brush. We can certainly get on some blush in a lifted shape, complementing, bringing it close to the eye. A wash of color that is in the same kind of weight and tone as that eyeshadow. Just sprinkling a little bit more into the cap. Not going crazy. You don't want to overwhelm the look, right? You can also use the same brush on the side just to blend in that contour so that it's not such a harsh line, right? We did this in the car the other day. It can look a little distinct, but you want to blur it out. You don't want to eliminate it. You just want to blur it out at the back of that jaw, under that jaw, bringing color unity and evening out the weight of those products so that they can enhance and look as if they're natural, right? We definitely have gentlemen in our life who are concerned if there's too much cosmetics, if there's too much cosmetics and they look unnatural, that they think this is either embarrassing or a deception. Oh, you're going to give me a reason to blush? Why, what could it be? Are you going to give me a math drill? Just getting this onto our brush and chuckling ever so coquettishly, since Cooper wants to talk all saucy on live tonight, right? I've learned from being on television, I need to put on more makeup than I want to put on so that it shows on my face. I'll think I did the most. And I watch my colleagues put on makeup at lunch and it just, they're scrubbing and brushing away, but there's no color payoff. Honestly, it's almost like they're using children's cosmetics, because you know when you're a kid and you have that plastic lipstick and it's plastic, there is no color to come off on your face. You're playing with it, right? And it's almost like a ritual. People enjoy playing, pinching our brush, taking this color, ooh, across the bridge of the nose for that I've been sailing with Cooper look, right? On the chin, as if our chin juts out far enough to catch the sun. It's a deception, but it's the kind of deception that I can live with, right, Cooper? A little bit more in our dish. Our friend Jaclyn Hill, people attack her shade range, and I think that's valid. But I'm not mad at this. I think it's looking lovely, and it's like the perfect wash of color to bring life back to the face. Cooper, are people out in New York getting Botox like crazy? Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm. My brows are overwhelming enough. And when I turn on the crazy filters in TikTok, it looks like my lips are overfilled, and I don't have thin lips. And it looks bananas. I know so many girls who are getting their, you know, noses chopped off and they're getting their lips overfilled, like overfilled. Yes, like crazy. And then the filler migrates, and then it just looks, I don't know what you have to do then. You know, like I know our friend Cardi B has been getting her rear end adjusted. I won't say removed. And there's been a trend moving back to a more, shall we say, a body with more natural dimensions, not the same kapow, you know, dimensions of recent years, you know. And it's funny, like I'll feel like I did some gym posts on Instagram and TikTok where I felt like my tuchus did not look huge, and you know, part of it was the angle. Jaclyn Hill, you did this. I'm not mad at you. More shades, yes, but this shade did me justice, right? It even goes with the art in the back. Look at that sharp jawline, right? That's the power of makeup. It's you, but streamlined. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll do more. I'll try to wear a tighter outfit. I have some things in mind for you. I'll wear some cuter socks. You know, I'm trying to keep it together. What you want, right? Do we need to add any hairs to our brows, right? We've got this lift and snatch pencil, pen, brow tint pen, and the shade Ash Brown from NYX. Let's see what we can do. Some people like to add a couple of hairs at the start of the brow, right? Little flicks, just to give a little bit more thickness, right? Uh-oh. Oh, that didn't go good. Maybe at the tail end, adding some length. That looks a little suspicious, but it does look longer, right? A little suspicious. Adding some length. Maybe adding a little bit on top of the arch of the brow. You know, practice makes perfect. Do I look like a villain now? a brush tip is important when you're dealing with liner and brow tint pens, just so that you get strokes that look hair-like. I have colleagues that draw on their brows from scratch, and there's no attempt to make it look like brow hairs. I have another colleague who has tattooed in black, kind of like isosceles triangles, how do I say, underneath the brow hairs, and it is a very puzzling look. Everybody's grown. As Cher says, they grown, let them do what they want. But boy, oh boy, you're going to turn heads with that look. Anyway, let's try to get into a little, highlighter. I know Cooper wants to see that. You know, the dastardly Bethany Frankel had said that this Wet n Wild palette in the shade Catwalk Pink was a dupe for a much more expensive Charlotte Tilbury palette. And certainly we like a discount. So taking our fan brush, stroking it across all the shades, right? Getting it right on top of the cheekbone. Right? So for that glow, right? Right? Just like Paul Wall said, for that glow. So that that cheekbone will jump out at you, right? On that Cupid's bow. I apologize if you hear the traffic noise. On the bridge of the nose, on the tip of the nose, right? Other side, making that cheekbone jump. Some people say above the arch of the brow, so that when you turn your head over candlelight at dinner, you will have the most compelling glow, right? You need a thin brush. You need something that's going to allow you to have just kissing it like an angel would kiss that cheek. What is going on outside? They're ruining my audio. I hope you can't hear that. Just looking at the bridge of the nose again, the tip of the nose. People are so entitled in Hollywood, I swear. Right? Glowy, pretty, strategically placed products that emphasize the cheekbone, that line of muscle when you move your jaw around, a pale crescent above each jaw, a wash of, it's almost like it's the 80s again, with this pale wash of pastels. Am I working at the tennis club, Cooper? Inquiring minds want to know. And this is a nice highlighter because even if you keep applying it, it's not getting chunky, it's not getting aggressive. It's just giving more dimension. I might be brave enough to wear this highlighter to work. What about that? No one can stop me. I wouldn't wear this eyeshadow or the eyeliner. It's a gunmetal gray, but I think that this lip gloss from e.l.f. is one of the it's one of the bigger surprises of my attempt to use up my makeup collection. It's an e.l.f. Hyper Shine Gloss in a very pale pink, but it kind of gives you a sheen over your natural lip color that doesn't make me miss having lipstick on. And I think that my, color placement, all of that is getting better and better by the, by the day or by the attempt at a makeup look. But this is what we're working with, Cooper. What do you think? The shirt says, Fleece Navidad, because 'tis the season. Christmas is coming. So is Kwanzaa. It's a time for festive earrings, festive makeup, even perfume, right? I'm invited to a soiree at the home of a former Chippendales performer, and I kind of want to go. Now, is the triple-demic reason not to go? I could wear something backless. Really do it up. Apparently they have a house on Catalina. I haven't been to Catalina since a kind of gathering of yachts some years ago. Anyway, this is tonight's makeup look. Cooper, do you have any last comments or suggestions? Anything that you would like to see in a future makeup look? What can I do for you here on House of Tanya, camera ready? What kind of cosmetic magic could I possibly work to delight and surprise you? Feel free to let me know. But for now, I am going to bid you adieu, right? There's tamales and churros and jarritos in the kitchen. So I'm going to get down with that, but I'm not mad at this look at all. I think this is a very credible and flattering makeup look. We've given dimension to the face by applying this, by using this very simple palette, very affordable palette from Miss Iggy Azalea. Next time we can try the darkest shade in it. 35 Shades of Cool. Yes, that's the palette that we had. Is it 35? Let's see. Is Cooper right? It is 35i, and that certainly seems right. Artistry palette. Our friends at Morphe. I think Morphe is also going through a bankruptcy, right? Cool tones. That's what it do. Big brows, boy brow, right? Neat, clean, groomed, right? That's the point. It's not to change your hair, flat iron it, or use all these weird hot tools or dangerous alcohol-based chemicals or relaxers. No, it's just to work with what you have, tuck it in, neaten it up, sharpen it up, and make it look flattering. All right? Okay, Cooper. Any other suggestions for the next beauty look? Trying to see if you have more input. Merry Christmas. Hair or bear. Trimmed always. I'll do more gym stuff for you. And, you know, I'll keep abreast of the other trending beauty looks for you. And, you know, I'll try to come back and do more, you know, working makeup, get ready with me with discussion of world events and trends with the great intellectual Harvard-trained thinker, Cooper. Okay? So this is me signing off. It's time to get a little snacky snack and, you know, get into some other... I guess I might go live on TikTok. My TikTok is House of Tanya 2. Feel free to join me there, but I'm going to have to take a pause for the cause of a snack. And I'll see you soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.